Yorana I Maeva, hello and welcome. Warm Polynesian greetings. My name is Renata West, and this is our May webinar training for the North American trade hosted by Pacific Storytelling. Pacific Storytelling is a tourism sales and marketing representation agency based in Los Angeles, dedicated to telling the authentic stories of the South Pacific. Today, we will be transported to paradise, to the islands of Tahiti, and we will give you an update on the latest product development with a focus on what is new and interesting and exclusive. I am going to be learning just alongside everyone else today, so I'm very, very excited. And we have special guest presenter, my dear friend Merehani Parker, who has gotten up very early for us all the way in paradise there, Papeete, Tahiti, and will be walking us through this. Just a reminder, if you need to leave at any time, that today's presentation will be recorded and we will send this out to you in the follow-up. Again, though, if you have any questions or if you have any technical difficulties, let us know via the chat function. We'll be monitoring that. But good morning, Merehani, Yorana. Welcome.
Yorana, everyone. Thank you for being here with us this morning. Very happy.
We're so happy to have you here and learn all about the latest in Tahiti. So this is your show. Take it away.
All right, thank you. So it's really a pleasure to be here this morning to share with you some updates about the destination. Right now, the hotels, the destination is getting very busy. I was in Europe 2 months ago, and already some of the operators were saying we're not booking Tahiti for the remainder of 2023. And we're just going to start taking bookings for 24. But the truth is we do have other options besides the regular hotels and resorts. And this is why I'm here for today. First of all, it's something that I never realized before. But usually when I start the presentations, I always assume that all of you guys know how to get to Tahiti, where we are, blah, blah, blah. So this morning, I'm just going to take a few moments to explain about Tahiti. So we are just about 8 hours from Los Angeles and about 5 hours from Auckland, New Zealand. To fly out of the US, we have 3 different options. One would be actually 4. We have Air Tahiti Nui that flies out of Los Angeles 10 times a week, and that includes 5 flights from Paris to Los Angeles, then to Tahiti. Air Tahiti Nui also has 1 flight a week from Tahiti to Seattle, Washington. Then we have Air France with, Air France has 4 flights a week. From Paris to Tahiti via Los Angeles. And we have 1 flight from Hawaii on Saturdays and once a week. And then we have 4 flights with United from San Francisco. So we really have different options, but we have a lot of flights coming from the US to Tahiti. So I think it's good to know. This is a map of French Polynesia. I prefer to call it the islands of Tahiti because we want to be in tune also with what Tahiti tourism does. So just as a reminder, we have 5 groups of islands, 5 archipelagos. The main one, the most visited one, would be here in the Society Islands with Tahiti, Moorea, Bora Bora, Huahine Reatea, Taha'a, and Titiaroa with the Brando. And all of the international flights arrive here on Tahiti. Then we have in the middle, we have the Tuamotu Islands. They're most known for black pearl farming, diving, more like a water destination. Tikeho and Rangiroa being the most visited islands. And then we also have Fakarava for the divers. At the tail of the Tuamotu, we have the Gambier. Not so visited, but they are where to me, the most beautiful black pearls are farmed. In the south, in the Austral, we have the Austral Islands, obviously. No big resorts, no hotels, mainly family pensions. But they're the sanctuary of the whales between July and October when they travel south. And in the north, we have the Marquesas Island, with Nukuhiva and Hiva'oa. They're about 4 hours, 3.5 hours from Tahiti, but they are very well preserved, very protected, most known for culture and nature. And then the next, I think I'd like the next product update to be on the Marquesas Island. So this is an introduction to the islands of Tahiti. So what I would like to present to you today is the private villas, the other options to hotels and resorts. They're very popular here with among our clientele. And we will start first with Motu Naunau. Motu Naunau is located in the lagoon of Raiatea. I think it's a very good option because already the access to Raiatea is not as crowded or not as busy as Bora Bora, and we know we always have flights. Motu Naunau is located at the southern part of Raiatea. It's a private island with 3 units. These 2 here would be the suites. It can accommodate a maximum of 6 guests, but the pricing includes 4 guests. The 2 other guests for the 6 guests we have here in the main building, the central area where we have the dinners and the breakfast. We have a room that can accommodate 2 guests. So the maximum occupancy for this whole private island would be 6. But like I said, again, pricing is with 4, and it's going to be additional cost for the 2 other guests. As you can see, it's very remote. Raiatea is not very known for the sand beaches, but as you can see here, and we were there with Ren, what you see is really what you get. Beautiful beach, very remote, very secluded, very private. The food there is exceptional, truly. And you really have a very exclusive experience. So this is the interior of one of the villas, of the suites. So all of the suites have they're private, not beach, but private environment with a bathtub, a private lounge, and its own bathroom, relaxing area, and it's really truly unique experience. Like I said, the dining experience is also very exclusive. Their chef Willy is able to combine his savoir-faire with Asian fusion food cuisine, but he uses a lot of the local products. And really, it's not only a journey to privacy and to exclusive, but it's also a very authentic, unique, I would say, culinary journey. So that's the Motu Naunau. The trip, so from the airport of Raiatea, it's a 45 minutes ride from the airport to the Motu base, and then from the Motu base to the actual Motu is just 5 minutes boat ride. Then we're moving to the Tuamotu with Tikehau, where you have Fafarua Lodge. It can accommodate a maximum of 6 guests. It has a 3-bedroom. It's a more authentic experience, more island style, as you can see, very colorful experience. We have a lot of guests going there, not just 6 guests, but oftentimes it's families or 2 couples traveling together. But it's really a Robinson Crusoe experience in the Tuamotu. And as you can see here, it's private, it's secluded, and you have all of this to yourself. And it's, to me, a very, very island Robinson Crusoe escape from the world. Closer to Tahiti, we have Villa Ginette, which is a private home located in Moorea. It can accommodate a maximum of 8 guests. It has 4 bedrooms, and again, you know, it's very Polynesian, very very authentic, and again, it's an option to all the hotels because these last are very full. They are booked, but it's not because they're booked that there are no other options, and this is why we're here. It's to find options, alternatives to those resorts. And we know that the experience is also very, very nice and very exclusive. As you can see here with Villa Ginette, you know, you have 4 bedrooms with their own bathrooms, but you also have these public common areas. And the last one would be in Bora Bora, Villa Moana Reva, a more modern type style. But again, here in Moana Villa, Villa Moana Reva, sorry, it can accommodate a maximum of 6 guests. And there also you have 3 different bedrooms. You have a private, you have your own pool. It's not by the beach. But still the location is nice and it's very private, very secluded also. You have the pool, you have a gym, and we can accommodate, of course, in terms of food and beverage options. Voila, then we have some experiences that we wanted to share with you. First on Reatia, because we have a lot more requests for, well, not a lot more, but the interest for Reatia is growing with Motunono, with also Reatia Lodge. And so we have found a new partner for experiences on the lagoon with lagoon and sunset tours in Reatia. It's a very nice, it's a brand new canoe, motorized canoe, more luxurious, but it's a very, very nice experience. It takes you to Tapu Tapu Atea for a cultural experience. It takes you to vanilla plantations. It takes you snorkeling, and you also have options for food experiences on board. It's very nice. It's new, and here you see the canoe, the motorized canoe. But we have tried it, and it's a very pampered experience on the lagoon of Re'eiatea. Then I'd like to take you down back to Tahiti. I think I said it in some of our previous presentations. We feel that Tahiti is not promoted as it should be. Most of the time, we hear people say, or even agents say, that Tahiti is not nice, Tahiti has nothing to do. Tahiti should be just a one-stop, just a stopover island before going to the other islands. But to me, as a local girl, born and raised in Tahiti, you have a lot more to do in Tahiti than in the other islands. Why? Because you have the land and the lagoon. We have valleys. We have a lot of nice trekkings to do on Tahiti. And here, and I'm going to try it actually next weekend. It's e-bike in Tahiti, and it takes you really inland. You have panoramic views. This is the Isthmus of Tahiti here at the bottom. But you have a lot of exploration, and it's not just to be in nature, but it's also to learn about the lifestyle, the modern things that are being done in the valleys, and it's really exploration. But in Tahiti, you can also do diving. You can do tours on the lagoons. We have made some presentations between July and October. You can go out and meet the whales. So you know there really is a lot to explore on the island of Tahiti. Just recently, so part of our team has been in Veiumete, which this is the name of that area, and they have explored it. They said it was a lot of coordination to do with the bikes, with the with the landscape and everything. But it was truly a nice experience. So if you have guests who are looking for not sports but more adventurous experiences, Tahiti would be one of the places where you can do that. You can combine this, you can combine four-wheel drive, tours, experiences in the valleys, you can do hiking, you can do also diving in Tahiti, and there you have some adventure, some pretty good adventure. Then one thing that is very dear to me, it reopened in March. It's the Museum of Tahiti, which was renamed Te Whare Yamanaha. Yamanaha because it was a place of gathering in olden times where people would be together, would get together, and would be learning together. So the Museum of Tahiti reopened in March, and it has a lot of new pieces that were brought from museums abroad. And it's really, it was really to me a pleasure to see all of these pieces back in one place, to learn about our origins, to learn about where we came from, to hear stories about the creation with the Aroa, our god of creation, of the creation. But also we have brought him back to, I think his name was. We brought him back from Europe, and it's going to stay with us momentarily. I mean, for a short time, but it's at least it's an opportunity for us to learn about our origins and to learn about our history. What I'd like to mention is that all of those pieces of arts belonged here to our islands, but they were taken away from us, and now it's like not a fight, but it's a lot of efforts for us to bring those pieces home, even if it's for a short moment, for a short time. But I think also if you travel all this way to Tahiti, it would be very an opportunity to go and visit this museum, where we have a lot of treasures, a lot of story, a lot of our history, a lot of heritage to share with our visitors. So this is a product update that I had for you this morning. If you have any questions, any things you'd like to share, I'm very happy to hear from you. Voila, Ren, the time is back.
Thank you. Beautiful, Marihane. That's such a comprehensive overview of some of the newest experiences and accommodation in the islands of Tahiti. Thank you for pulling that all together, because these are things. What I would say, what I love working with Tahiti Islands Travel as a DMC is and it's so cliche, but the attention to detail is real. That you guys really genuinely care, and that yes, there's been a lot of increased capacity to Tahiti. It's harder to find those hotel rooms, but that creates an opportunity for us to look deeper and to find more meaningful places to stay, and for more meaningful things to do as well. So thank you for pulling that all together. I genuinely appreciate it. One thing I'll mention before we jump into the questions, and if you have questions, please send them through now, and I see a couple. But just as those questions come in, one thing I want to mention to everyone on the call is the dedication that Tahiti Islands Travel has to the local community. As a local DMC, some just simple things, and one thing that illustrates that for me is that your documents, when your clients arrive in country, they're greeted at the airport, and their documents are in a hand-woven wallet made by a mama in the in the Austral Islands. And so this is the attention to detail that Tahiti Islands Travel offers. So thank you for that, Merihani. We have a couple of questions, and we also have an opportunity to give away a couple of treasures of Tahiti in the form of Tahitian vanilla. We have two opportunities to win that, and Merihani will give us a quiz towards the end. But very quickly, Mere, this is from Marjorie Laughlin about Tiki Ho. And what are the activities near Whawharaua, like the bird islands? What is available near Whawharaua in Tiki Ho?
Actually, the bird island would be further away from Whawharaua. But it's true that the bird island would be one excursion, a lot of fishing, deep sea fishing or fishing in the lagoon. Then there is also diving. Remember that Tikehau, when Captain Cousteau, which was a French explorer, came to Tikehau, he said it was the most, it had the most fish by the density of in the lagoon of Tikehau. So you would be doing exploration to the bird island, fishing, diving, and pretty much walking around the island, where you can find a lot of shells, a lot of interesting things. But it's really, there will not be a lot of activities. If you're looking for something adventurous, it's not going to be Tikehau. It's going to be a more relaxed, more laid back experience there, because it's really flat and there's nothing around the island but water.
That sounds like my speed.
Sorry, Ren, just quickly to mention about Tikehau. As you know, probably, Le Tikehau by Pearl Resort is going to be closed for renovations by next year. So it doesn't mean that nothing can be sold in Tikehau, although it is going to be a challenge, which is really the purpose of this presentation, is that it's not because Le Tikehau is going to be closed that there's nothing to do. There will be private homes, private villas. There will be family pensions also, but there are options. And while we're in the Tuamotu, we have just received word yesterday that the Kiaora in Rangiroa is going to be closed from the 1st of November 2024 for renovations. So voila, that's what we have for updates. But of course, these dates can change, but that's what we got from yesterday.
Very good to know. The Kiora is very popular, especially with the divers in the Tuputa Pass.
Yeah.
Mere, another question here. Where exactly is the Museum of Tahiti?
Okay, the Museum of Tahiti is on the west coast. If you remember Le Méridien Tahiti, or maybe not Le Méridien, or the Sofitel Yaora Tahiti, Yaorana Beach by Sofitel. It's actually just before, it's the road just before that hotel. So we would say from the Intercontinental, it's about 15 minutes, a 15 minutes ride. But it's on the west coast. It's very accessible, really, truly. But honestly, and it's one of the reasons we love to work together with Ren. We're storytellers, and so when we were invited to go for the opening, I was moved because I really felt that all the artifacts in the museum had a story to tell, and the way they displayed it, the way they presented it, really made sense to me. And I had been to the previous museum, but I felt this time the artifacts could talk, and I felt they had a story to tell, and that's why today I really wanted to mention it in this product update. So
beautiful.
Your guests, they are doing a Circle Island tour. They can ask to stop, or if they're renting a car, they are welcome to stop.
And a very good question, Merihani, is there audio guides or printed guides in English?
Yes. No, I don't remember. Well, I think they're working on the printed guide, but they have an audio guide. The entrance, I think, was 1,000, so about $10, and the rental for the audio guide is $5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So,
it's
sounds.
very nice. It's very interesting because I did the audio guide as well, and you had very, very interesting things to learn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I think that's very exciting, and I can't wait to see it with you next time I'm down.
Yes.
Um, we have one final question before I'll ask you to ask some questions of us so that we can give away that vanilla. But in your opinion, this is from Inabel, is besides the main islands of Tahiti, Bora Bora, and Moorea, what islands are becoming more popular with travelers, in your opinion?
Well, that's what I mentioned earlier. Re'eatea is getting very, very popular, and Taha'a. But Re'eatea is really, it was the island that was not so visited, but now we have a lot more requests for Re'eatea. Not only with Motunono, but also with Opo'a Beach and Re'eatea Lodge, which are the two other properties we work with. But I guess also the people of Re'eatea understand this, and they are working at developing more experiences. Just last week, Ren, I was talking to Tahiari, remember our friend Tahiari? And he is working at developing an experience on the west coast of Re'eatea. So Re'eatea is getting very, very popular. Le Taha'a, Taha'a, of course, was popular because of Le Taha'a by Pearl Resorts. The hotel is getting very busy too. But I think Re'eatea is the new
Mm-hmm.
island. Hmm.
I mean, Letaha offers so much with the pearls and with the rum and with the um, vanilla. It's such an incredible island of treasures.
Yeah.
And then Raiatea with all of the archaeological significance and the UNESCO heritage site. It's an incredible combination, and I think Raiatea is definitely a destination in its own right that deserves people to stop and stay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Merehani. We have a couple of vanilla to give away to our fantastic attendees today. If you have a couple of questions, I'll monitor the chat, and the first person to come through on the chat with the correct answer will be receiving a little gift from us in Tahiti Islands Travel.
Wait, you want me to ask questions for a quiz?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay, so first question is, how many groups of islands do we have in the islands of Tahiti? Voila. And then
One moment. Is the correct answer 5?
it is.
Congratulations, Sue Nukrit. I hope I pronounced your name properly. If you, we'll send you some details for that. And then your last question.
Oh, okay. I would, I don't even remember what I talked about. Hang on. Okay, how many companies are flying out of the US? And I mean mainland US and not mainland US. How many companies?
We have 4. 4 airlines.
Yes, that is correct. Which are they?
And well, congratulations to Monica Hubert. And I do believe I can answer that with Air Tahiti Nui, United Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, and French Bee.
No.
No?
Well, actually, yes, you could, but no, and you're missing actually. Did you mention United? Air France.
Oh, Air France is, of course, too. Yes, absolutely. Yes. There you go. I'm learning something too.
Well,
So,
actually, you know what? You're right, but I'm sorry, but I didn't mention French Bee because our guests actually do not travel on French Bee. So
Mm.
So should we count it as one?
Look, we've got our two winners, Sue and
Well,
Monica.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you
next
for
time.
next time. Thank you for your understanding, everybody. It's wonderful to see you all. We appreciate you're busy. Thank you. We hope this provided some insight into the latest developments on the ground in Tahiti. And we'll send through this recording in the follow-up. And thank you very much. As we say in the islands of Tahiti, Maururu roa. Thank you so much.
Maruru. Maruru.